There's massive money printing ahead because the U.S. government is in serious financial trouble.
Trying to become successful is very hard and incredibly challenging because you never know what's going to happen next. If you could predict the future, you could become successful overnight. However, you can't. You need to be prepared for what's coming. You never know what's going to happen, so you need to make sure that you are able to adapt and overcome any obstacle thrown your way. You want to make sure that you're built and you're prepared to crush any wall that gets between you and your goals. You want to make sure that you know everything that you possibly can at every single moment. Whether that means you wake up early to learn more, or you go to night classes, or you whatever it takes for you to gain more knowledge to be prepared for whatever's coming next. Because you have absolutely no idea. So you want to have as much preparation so that way you can succeed no matter what happens. You always want to be ready to go. You don't want to be the person that has to stop and go get ready. You want to constantly be ready for whatever opportunity in life has for you. If somebody says you need to leave in 20 minutes, you need to be ready to leave in 20 minutes and figure out how to get that done. Because that opportunity could change your life. And you never know what opportunity will or won't change your life. That's why you want to be on the offensive and be on the attack for that next goal. You always want to be striving and attacking each and every single goal with your utmost effort, so that way you never miss a chance. You want to make sure you seize every single day. That way you get the most out of every single day.
The reason is when markets crash, whether it's stocks, real estate, we call it bonds, people need cash. And so when the markets crash, they have to go to cash, and they'll sell whatever is most liquid. That's the key word. So what gold, silver, and Bitcoin are is liquid, so they'll sell that off too. Now that's bad news if you're holding it long, but it's good news if you're buying more of it. So every crash, it'll come down. And if you're long, if you actually are confident that the government's going to keep screwing up, the government's going to keep printing more and more money, which they will when the pensions go broke, just keep, every time it drops, buy more gold, silver, and Bitcoin. And for most people, silver is the most affordable today. It's also the most volatile. If you can afford $20,000 Bitcoin, buy it. You can afford $2,000 gold, buy it. And if you can't, buy silver. Anyway, there's massive money printing ahead because the U.S. government is in serious financial trouble. Like the debt to, there's two guys, a man and a woman.
The richest young guys today start companies. It's called Facebook, Google, Apple, stuff like that, you know. So what my rich dad taught me is a combination of being an entrepreneur in business and entrepreneur in real estate. It's that combination is I pay no tax and I make a lot more money. So a lot of guys say, well, I have a business. I say, well, how much real estate you got? Without real estate, you pay tax. That's the problem. And then there's paper, which is stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and savings. That's what most people should be in. The reason savings are good, I mean, paper is good, like stocks, bonds, mutual funds, are liquid. You make a mistake and get in and out real quick, called liquid. The trouble with these two, you make a mistake, you're there forever. Can't get in and out. So that's why you gotta be very smart before you go in. And the last is commodities. And that's why I own oil. And as the price of oil goes down, people say, are you losing money? I said, no, because in the US, if you deal in oil, you get tax breaks. So I invest $1 million in oil, I get 800,000 back. So I get 80% return day one. So oil is very, very profitable. That's what, but I don't invest in oil stocks.
I don't think the dollar or the rand will be around in 50 years, but I know gold and silver and blockchain will be. Your job is to figure out which one you're going to work for. Correct. This reminds me of the year 2000. You know, the year 2000 when the dot-coms came on board and there was all these dot-com companies and everybody was just throwing, if you put, Robert Kiyosaki.com, I could raise $1 million. Well, that's where Bitcoin or cyber currency is today. Everybody's just throwing money at it. And one or two will survive, but I would say 80% won't survive. So you just got to pay attention. I'll say it again. Your competition is the future because it's going to change so fast. And if you cannot adjust and change with it, then shame on you. I mean, that's the way I look at it. And if you think you know all the answers, then I'll pray for you also, because I definitely know I don't know all the answers. Is that I never invested in Bitcoin, but I invested in Ethereum because I have very good friends who are well into investing into Ethereum. So it does count on who your friends are that you're going to get rich. I don't have a job. I've only had one job, and I never wanted a job after that because I had to be hungry. I could say, but we're all different. We're humans. We're different beings. If I show you this diagram here, it's why I created my cash flow board game, because we have 4 different intelligences. We have mental intelligence. We have, I don't know what that one is,
physical intelligence. You probably have very good physical to make all and all that. Emotional intelligence, but spiritual intelligence. I become a Marine. It's spiritual. You know what I mean? Because you're putting your life on the freaking line. So Nassim Taleb, wrote the book, The Black Swan. He also wrote Anti-Fragile. He says there's three kinds of people in the world. There's fragile, and that's what our school systems are putting out. Fragile, wimpy, snowflakes. And that's your choice. You want to be that way? Have a good life. The second type is that, so a fragile is like a champagne flute. You hit it shatters. Then the second one is called robust. And a robust person is like the rock. You can pound on them, dump on them,